have a epiphany. I was really bored, so I started to disassemble my PS5 controller that I've broken for some reason. You know, I've been trying to play with the buttons. The buttons are a little different, but then there's ways you can play with it. You can fix it. You can change the buttons. You gotta modify some of it, but right now I'm just gonna show you how I did it, and then we'll see what we could do. Give me 1 second though. Surely, sure. 1 second. So after me being really bored and nothing to do, I have this. Okay. So I started already. So it's like this. As you can see, this is the PS5 buttons. I've already put it back together. It works. And this is part of the, if you ever purchase a PS4 Slim, or should I say, oh, that came out. If you ever purchase a PS4 1 TB, the PS4 Pro, it comes with the Gold Edition. This is from the first controller that I had. What I did is the controller was drifting, so I took the housing of a controller that was not drifting, and I technically put it on it, and then now I use this as it. So it's easier to do it this way. You don't have to take a lot of things out if they're not really broken. If the controller drifts, so that's the only thing I try to do. So what I'm gonna do is right now I'm gonna put the zero. What I haven't been doing is with the zero. I have to change that to the zero of from the PS5 button. As you can see, I already put these on as well. There's a little space, but it doesn't bug it when I use the controller nor anything. And as you can see, the buttons over here. So I have to take this out and put it over here. So let's see what we could do with that. And then I use a toolkit called iFixit. I purchased it around 2018, and it's been the best tool set I have when it comes to taking apart controllers. So you can do that. So let's do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this thing out real quick. It's supposed to hold it. By the way, but when you're doing this, you're gonna have to modify these things because they don't have the same type of coordinates like this. They don't have the same type of heads, so I had to break some part away. It didn't stop them, but I had to do it because it was quite annoying. So as you can see, like this, I had to break this out to make it fit on the controller. So let's see if it can fit again. It can, but it's. I feel like this was getting out. This is why I didn't want to put it in. It was so out. It wasn't pushing like the other one. So this is why I had to leave it like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mix match it, to be honest. I'm gonna have to mix match it. Well, the zero gonna go over here. But I'm gonna take the Q or the this one. I'm gonna put it over there. I know it's broken, but it should work. Boom, okay. I put it in there, and then this I'm gonna fix right there in there itself. And these we're gonna put back from here. And then we're gonna keep the zero because the zero from the controller of PS4 is giving more issue than anything. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna put it back. Since the way the zero was on the PS5, it's like it's a circle. It goes along the edge of the PS5, so we couldn't do it that way. So we had to leave it. So we're gonna put these backs now since we change it. These can be annoying. literally. Okay, as you can see, it's a mix match button. The zero best fitted for the PS5 here because it kind of grind, like it kind of grind going against the edge of this, so it's like a rounded and it's not straight or a good circle up, so it makes it very bad for the for the edge of this PS4. So what we're gonna put the PS4 in there. Okay, and as you can see, mix match. Now the zero feels much better. It's more popped out. It's because it is not popping out. That's why I don't put the PS5 controller. So I had to mix and match. And these buttons work perfectly fine, really well. I even used the PS5 controller thumb as well for the PS4, and it works seamlessly. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this first. We're gonna put this first. The way you put it, you just literally slide it in there like this, and it's in there. So take it out, you push like going horizontal into it, and it's gonna sit in there like this. And now we're gonna add the brains, the controller, the motors all together while we pop this ribbon up that little hole right here. I'm gonna show you right here. We're gonna put the ribbon right here. So I had to use a tweezer to get to help me with it because it can be annoying sometimes. So the tweezer will be very helpful to get it in there. Come on, get in there. Nope, not in there yet. Yeah, this is where it's annoying because this is not getting in there as I want. Okay, right in there. There you go. All right, it's in there. Now we're gonna push. Okay, all the buttons working. I mean, it doesn't have no screws in it yet, so it will not be fitting. And the first thing we're gonna do is put this ribbon in. We're gonna hold it by the neck. This is the touchpad ribbon. I'm gonna push it in that little square. They have a bar where it will be good. Push it in, and it should be good. And after that, what we're gonna add is this is the battery mount with the screw inside, and we're gonna screw it. All right, give me 1 second. So undone your button went. So what I'm doing right now is reassembling the PS4. The buttons are working, especially for the zero. That was not popping out. This is why I don't put the one. So I had to make it match. So I had to put another one just to make it match. So now what I'm gonna do is assemble the battery, connected it, and I'm gonna take the PS5 controller, I mean 4 controller tops. It's easier to just put it together like this, and as you find the connector, and you can put it in. So I have to connect it first. So you just put it like that, and use the other hand to kind of use your thumb and then trying to push the connector in. This is the light, the indicator light for it. So what we're gonna push it in. There we go. It's all the way in. All the way in. We're just gonna put it in between the seams. Close it. And make sure it's correct close. Okay. Oh, this is. I just opened the PS4. Let me get out of it because I got the battery in it now. Okay. Okay, it seems to be giving me a little issue now. I'm just putting you back. Come on. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's all locked firmly. Use the magnetic screw if you have one. It's very useful to just bolt everything down. And I do have my PS4 connected already, so I can test if anything still works. Okay. One more screw. We're gonna put the PS5 controller back. Don't worry. The PS5 controller have a lot of things, so it's a little complicated if you don't know. Boom. And this is some of the buttons from the PS5 to the PS4. This is from the PS5. This is from the PS5. The 0 from the PS5 couldn't fit here, or couldn't. It was too low, so when you pressing the button, it wasn't high enough. So I had to mix match it to make it look like that. But then the square from the PS5 worked, so I had to mix match it just to make it look good. So the buttons work from here. These works. I couldn't fit these because they were too small from the PS5, so I left it like this. This is from the PS4 Pro. If you ever have it, you will understand what that is. So yeah, I was bored, so I wanted to do it. And then now we're gonna put the PS5 controller back. Don't do mine. This is not a working PS5 controller. I broke that due to stick drift dropping so hard. I broke it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this together again. The good thing about it, these do come off. As you can see, I put the PS controller buttons in here. They work. There's a little space, but it doesn't stop it from moving. As well as these buttons, they really work seamlessly with no problem. So we're gonna put this together. Can you hear me, Mo? Or maybe I'm tripping. So we put these buttons in here. But I haven't watched a video on how to take these controller out. I don't remember me watching a video. If I did, then it was a long time ago. I just be doing it for fun, especially yeah, rip controller for real. So okay, so this is the PS5 controller thing. The motherboard, the head, the brains of it. This is the the Joy-Con. This is from the PS4. I literally just had it like that. So yeah, there is a notch or a little something. I think that's for the touchpad, I believe. Maybe not. No, this is. I don't know if it's for the. I don't know what that is. I forgot what it's called. So it can go right in here. There's a little hole you can put right here, but usually go on top of that circuitry. Let me just turn around so you can see. Right here, it goes on top of here. It goes like this on top of here, but since it'll be difficult when you're putting it back on the controller, so what I do is I flip it around and I just place it in that black hole right here. So I just flip this on top of it, and it'll be much easier because it'll connect. Definitely I did disconnect the motors from the board, so it'll be easier. And after that, it'll be simple. So now let's start putting it together. First, you're gonna gather this, of course. Yeah, it is very insane. It's really big and crazy, so I had to do it like that. So this is the shells, of course, with the touchpad, and I do believe this is the microphone as well. Oh, this is falling. This is the microphone right here, right here. So definitely you got to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put it together again. Uh, so I try to be careful if I were you because of the wiring, the motor wiring connected. So be careful. Hold it where you think you're not gonna rip it, and also move these ribbon cables out the way. There's also two screws that go to the white side when you put it on it. I'm gonna show you. So I'm moving the ribbon cable right now while I push the board in place, and then I'm gonna place it down. Okay, it's in place. Before that, I gotta feed this ribbon cable, that's the touchpad ribbon cable, to that little hole right there. There's a hole right here. So what I'm gonna lift it up a little bit, feed the ribbon cable up there. Okay, trying to feed it. Okay, I'm gonna use my tweezer to kind of help me with that. Boom, boom, skadoom. It's in there. Believe it's in there. This is in there. This is in there. Before I put this ribbon cable in, there's two silver screw. I just opened it from knowing by heart. I've just been playing because the controllers are just similar. So when I've been playing, I saw I undid this accidentally. So I was like, oh, and then I see screws, and I start looking up, and then I found it. So I do believe I watched a video. I don't remember watching a video, but I do believe a video of the tear down from it. So since then I remember it, but I don't remember the last time I watched it. So this is why I say I don't watch a video. So let's just say I watched a video one time and then I use memory from it. So that's it. All right, so I'm gonna use the two screws to put that back in. So, but it's a two screw for the white thing. So you're gonna have to lift the board a little bit. Hopefully it didn't get attached already. Like, okay. Oh yeah, it did get attached. So we're gonna push that down. Come on, get attached. Get on. There you go. When that board get attached, it becomes so difficult. So as it pushed down, there's two screws that goes right here. I'm gonna show you exactly where they are. Magnetic screwdriver. Right here. One goes here. Right here. To hold it down on the board. And the other right here. Before you even put the motherboard all the way down. Do remember to put that right there on that little spot. And then we're just gonna, we already feed the cable. The wires are good, so we're gonna move these out of the way. Drop it in there. We're gonna make sure the cable is still out perfectly fine. Give it a little push to go in there. There you go. It's in there as you see. The buttons are out. We're gonna take the ribbon cable out and put it in there. As it says, push. It's in there. So don't put too much pressure while you put it down like that, because the moment you connect that ribbon cable, it's gonna keep pushing back and forth. So what you're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to quickly put the motor's ribbon in. Sometimes these are annoying, so I have to use the tweezer to make it easier for me. Push in there. Okay, that's one down. Another one to go. Boom, that's two down. And then now what we're gonna do is put the battery cover on. It's not very difficult. Thank God the way PlayStation make these is easy. I already have the screw, and I just put the battery cover on. I already connect the motor cable. Do that first, and all you gotta do is tighten it. Tighten this down a little bit. Right, you tighten this down, right, and then after that, yeah, I've been going to the gym. I do home workout, so it'd be easier for me because I don't have to go anywhere far. Okay, this is I do believe this is another microphone thing. I don't know for sure that is. I have to look it up to see. But where it goes right here. So the way you put it is like this. So it's gonna look like this. Whether let me just hold it with the tweezer so it can be easier. Like this. You're gonna hold it like that. So where this is facing forward, there's a bulge for facing forward of you. There's a little piece on the side that goes into the black piece, and this goes to that small white ribbon right here. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna put it in there like this, push it down, use a tweezer if you have to. You can put the cable in the connector, push, it's in there, and it's in. Literally, that's how it went in. And I believe that's when you speak. That's where the audio goes in to kind of listen to everything else. So it is easier. And then after you connect all the wiring, this is where the battery comes in. You don't do anything. You have to make sure you put everything together before you go to the battery, because once you connect everything, there's a chance of it shortage or anything because your hands kind of get sweaty. So this is why I use this black mat to keep my hands from getting all that. And then the battery is not hard to put. It can only go one way, not two way. As you can see, if you put it this way, the line is going that way. And if you put it this way, the battery connector is right here. So it can only go one way. You're gonna put it in. You're gonna use your tweezer if you have, so you can put the battery in, because it can goes in tiny places where your hands can't go. You're gonna push it on it. And that's it. Your PS5 controller is fully put, but then we're not done yet because we got a screw. We got 6 screws left. I got 4 here, 4 for the outside, and the rest is for the internal. So I got 4 here. Let me put it right here so you can see what I'm talking about. So I got 4 screw here, and I got 2 screw here. So these 2 is for these little motor vibrators, of course, whatever the new generation motors that makes you feel things are very realistic and stuff. So one goes right here on that bulge. You put one right here, and okay, maybe I'll put that sideways, so let me fix it so it doesn't mess the thing up. And you push it all the way in so you can hold that in place, because this will be vibrating as often, especially if you're playing a game of high intensity racing or a game. This will be vibrating, so you need something to hold it down so it doesn't go anywhere. So PlayStation did a good job on creating. I still I wanna do the new PlayStation controller they put out, tear it out to see how it is inside, just to get a hang of it. Okay, now we're done with the interior. That's when the cover comes. That's the back cover comes. It's not hard to put. Don't worry about these buttons yet. These buttons are right here, so don't worry about them yet. All you gotta do is worry about this. All you gotta do is literally put it on, like literally just match the seam. It's not hard. Just match the seam, and then click. Make sure it's all in. Click, click, and click, and then it's literally you just put your PS5 controller back. But as you can see, I've switched the PlayStation 4 buttons for the PlayStation 5s, except for the 0, because the 0 is a little rounded to the body of PS5, so I had to leave it there because it looks too low on PlayStation 4. And when I play my games, I need to be able to press that button. So what I did is I just leave it and match it with to the parallel with the right side. So I did that the same thing with the PS4 controller as well. So as you can see, it feels good. I even switched the thumb pad as well. These for the PS5. This is the PS5 ones. They feel much better, more grippy. And when I play my Apex Legend, it's very helpful because my hands are always on this controller. And it's very nice. These buttons I really like. I mean, they don't feel that much. It's just, I like the combination of it. It works perfectly fine. As you can see, the controller works still. I do have my PlayStation 2 the left of me. And yeah, still works. Buttons works. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. So I actually like it. I only do it because I like it. So let's just put these screws in. We get carried away with talking. I do not have any gym equipment. I actually, I sometimes I go to the gym. I just go use their equipment, and sometimes I just do it at home. I use my own body weight. I use resistant band. You can use that to do it, and it'll be much easier. I've always been a tech dude. It's not just an engineering. I've always how should I say this? I've always liked to take things apart since I was a kid. I've learned to do many things. So it's not just being an engineer. It's about doing things with your hands. I like working on cars. I like working on any technology thing. As long as I can get my hand on it and I know the what to do, I just do it. So there's a screw that goes here, 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 and there. So what I do is I do the opposite because I've learned how when you screw something, anything you screw, do it the opposite. So what you do is you screw one here, you go perpendicular to the other side, and you do it here. Yeah, this is a passion. My passion comes from since I was a kid, before I even came to the United States. I've always I was in love with tech because I woke up with little phones, little computers, gaming system. So when I got to the US, I see this as much. I see a lot of it as much. So what I did is I start getting into it, and then by the time I reached middle school, I was in how I wouldn't I'm not gonna say I'm in love because loving make stuff like this is crazy, but I have a passion for technology since I was in middle school, then high school, then college. It's been on and off. Like it's been on it. So and since then I've been and then I fall into liking cars, and then there's a car I really want to do. It's a get a Nissan 350Z and just modify the crap out of it. The first car I had and I modified the crap out of it was it was a Nissan. It was a Nissan Altima 2.5 sedan, and I did a spoiler. I put interior light in it. I put reverse camera. I put a touchscreen in it. I did my own brake. The only thing I didn't do with that car is engine. Like engine wise, I didn't want to do it because engine can be a very typical hard thing. So what I did, I had people to help me with that. But when it comes to the braking, the tires, the lights, like my own OBD sensor. I had all that. I knew how to do all that. So if you have a passion for something, just do it because you don't know where it will take you. So I just do it, and then there's a YouTuber I used to watch a lot called Chris Fix. Shout out to him. I mean, I might be small or anything, but because of him, I've learned many things. Now I know how to change my brakes. Now I can do my oil change by myself. I don't need a person. All I need is the right equipment, and I can do it. So if you have a passion, watch a lot about it, and then you'll be good. And then this could take you anywhere you want because it's your passion. It's what you like to do, and who can stop you from loving what you do? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can. So it's crazy. Um, oil change is it's basically. Oh, okay. This came out, so I have to fix that. So oil change is basically making sure there's a oil that goes around the pistons or oil that makes the mechanical of the piston because the piston moving up and down. The piston is what creates power to the car. De- Depending on the car, you can have a four, a six, V8. If you hear V8, V6, inline six, or inline fours, those just the pistons inside the car, and then they need oil to keep them cool and lubricated because you don't want metal to metal because if there's metal to metal the engine can blow up, can break, can tear. So the oil is just there to lube it and to keep the car running smoothly. But after 3,000 miles or so, the oil has been used so much that it becomes very, let's just say, it needs to change just like a water and a fish tank need to be changed, just like that's how it is. So what you do is you literally, there is a drain hole under the car that you just take that bolt out, and it takes all that old oil from that engine and just drop it down. It's dirty, it's done because the engine been running for so long. That oil becomes dirty because it's just been when a mechanical, just moving, piston, explosion, all that happening inside of that combustion chamber. That oil becomes so dirty, so you need to take it out and you add new ones. So that new ones becomes more, just keep, the more you keep doing that for the car can live a longer life. That means the piston can stay better, they can stay clean, or they can barely have less carbon. carbon mixture. There's a lot of things that can happen. This is why you have to do the oil change, because the oil change is very helpful for that combustion chamber, or for that piston, because you got to keep them lubricated, because metal against metal with no lubrication, that's called friction, and that friction gonna create deadly bursts, and that could explode the engine right as you're driving. So it can get crazy, really crazy. So we do not want that. So this came out, so I'm gonna put it back together now. Okay, boom. Okay. This came out, so I'm gonna try to pin it down. I'm gonna play some Apex soon as I'm done with this. Okay, this is supposed to be down, but I don't know what's happening, keeping it up like this. So we're gonna keep it like this. We're gonna add the last piece of that's one of the last piece. Okay, it still ain't going all the way, so we gotta reposition it. Okay. Push it, and then close that. Buttons work. Okay, the last thing you need to do is put these in. R1 goes to R, by R1. You match it seamlessly. You just push it in. Buttons are in. Literally, these are the easiest they ever create. You just match it, the seams. It match. Put a little pressure. It goes all the way in. Come out. The buttons work. And this is like a button swap from PS4. PlayStation 4. If these buttons was correct, I was gonna use it, but since this is incorrect, I got. But to be honest with you, the PS5 controller for the D-pad looks so nice. I love it. It fit really nice. I like the clear with the grayish, and the grayish also matched with the gray arrow on the side of it, as this as well. And I also like the gold. If you have the PS4 Pro, you will understand that. And I like that. So yeah, definitely is the cool thing I've ever had. So yeah. And this is all of it today, guys. Thank you for joining. Such as you, Mo. You always there. I appreciate you, homie. YouTube is a passion. I don't have time to do it as often as I need it. And then I'm a wide variety person. Like gamer of all, I do everything. So I appreciate you being here. I also use this when I play my Apex Legend. I put it on my moving stick. It helps me, right variety. So we're gonna play some Apex. I'm gonna go live with that, and then we will see who's joining and stuff. So see you there, Apex Legend, within 2-3 minutes, and see you there. The goal is to get to platinum. We're close, so that's what we're working towards. Okay, peace.